What's up, sports bettors? Matt here with OddsJam, and I'm going to give you 3 early bets to place for week 3 of the NFL season. 3 bets for NFL week 3. Week 2 is officially in the books now that the Monday Night Football games have passed. 2 blowouts in those games. So far, so good for my bets in the NFL season. So each week I do 4 sharp bets, 1 lock, 1 underdog, 1 player prop, and 1 game prop. Those picks have gone 6-2, as you can see here. So 4 bets each week, 6-2 overall there. On the Sweat the Bet podcast, which you see, you can subscribe to here. Any of your podcast platforms, Sweat the Bet, presented by OddsJam. It's hosted by me. It's hosted by the other host, Andrew Kim, aka the Parlay Doc. 2 hosts for Sweat the Bet. Each episode, we give out 3 of our best bets. Last week, overall, we went 5-1 between our 3 bets. I went 3-0, as you can see here. I had Ravens minus 6.5, Chiefs Cardinals over, Bucks money line. Last week, I went 2-1. He went 1-2. So we went 3-3. But all of my official Sweat the Bet picks are here. 5-1 overall with these 6 picks for week 1, week 2. It's been really good so far. Hopefully you guys have been tailing. So would recommend for more content, a little more analysis based with some betting stuff in there as well. Sweat the Bet presented by OddsJam. For this video and what I do for all of my picks, I first start using the OddsJam positive expected value page. Using OddsJam, using the positive EV page, you can find betting opportunities in which you are gaining the edge over the sportsbook you are placing the bet with. Normally, because of the VIG, sportsbooks have the edge over you. So if you are able to find any type of edge, any type of system where you can beat the books, quote unquote, it can be very valuable, which is what I've been doing with my picks using OddsJam. It's been very profitable so far. In the first one here, Vikings versus Lions over 55.5. So we have to buy some points on this one, getting it at 55.5 plus 138 on BetRivers. But I think that is a really good bet. So I'm going to go ahead, lock this one in on BetRivers. So we're looking at the over 55.5 plus 138, just a half unit play here because of the increased odds. So I'm putting $50 on this one. Bet has been locked in. So let's chat about it. Number 1, it's positive expected value, right? I mentioned I found it using OddsJam, using the positive EV page. The power of OddsJam with these bets, it's very, very valuable. It's very, very powerful. Basically, the way it works is OddsJam calculates, or they track all of this historical data, right? They keep track of it in their software, in their system, whatever. I'm not the technical guy. I just know how it works. And all this historical data they use to determine which books are the sharpest, quote unquote, the sharpest, the best at pricing odds across all of these different sports, all of these different markets, everything. Using that information, which has been back tested, they found out the sharp books, which ones are the smart ones. And then they removed the VIG using a weighted average. So they take into account all these books and which ones are the best at pricing odds. They give more weight to the better ones. And then it spits out a no VIG odds basically giving you the pricing with the VIG removed from all these books. So anywhere in which you can get more favorable odds than the no VIG odds is what has positive expected value. In this case, plus 135 is what this over is priced at with the VIG removed, essentially rounding up to plus 135. And we got it at plus 138 on BetRivers. So this gap between these two numbers is where you get your EV, where you get your positive expected value from. All in all, profit margin on this one, about 1.33%. Not breaking the bank by any means on this one. So I locked it in for $50. So my official projected profit on this one is like 65 cents, 70 cents, something like that in between those two numbers. So like I said, not breaking the bank, but for one bet, if you place all of these, there's a ton on here. That one smaller bet added together equals 10, 20, 25, especially when there are higher percents or if you have a bigger bankroll. So you can kind of see how over time this sports betting strategy can be profitable. And I also really like this one just from like a football handicapping perspective. The Lions have scored 71 combined points in their 2 games. And they're going against Vikings defense, which the final score of 24-7 looks a little bit, the Vikings lost, looks a little bit deceiving. The Eagles put up 24 points in the first half, and they were still moving the ball all second half, just kind of let their foot off the gas a little bit. But the Vikings defense looked horrible. On offense, classic primetime Kirk Cousins, but he threw 2 interceptions in the end zone. He had 1 touchdown dropped by Irv Smith, so it could have been a much higher scoring game. So I know we are selling a couple points, getting this at plus 138, but I think that this is a great bet. So obviously I locked it in, put $50 on it. So that's the first one of my 3. The next one, and actually let me add this one to my bet tracker, click save. That also refreshes the page so I can make sure the bets that I liked, the odds hadn't changed. And the next one, let's see. Okay, perfect. Odds had not changed. Pittsburgh Steelers first quarter spread plus 0.5 minus 115 odds. So let me go to Caesars. Here we are. Let me lock this one in. So this one I'm going to put 3/4 of a unit on, $75 on this one. Steelers first quarter spread. So let's talk about this one. The math again, no vig line has this at about minus 115.5. This column here, these numbers you see here calculate the market with. We see a tight market on this one of only 14 cents. The lower these numbers, the better. Basically, the only thing you need to know is that this number, the 14, calculates the difference between what the no vig odds are being priced at, what the odds of the OddsJam line. This is pulled from Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest line in the world, where these lines are being priced at. So the closer these two numbers are together, the more confident that Pinnacle is in what they're pricing their odds at. So 14 is very, very low. So the gap between these two numbers gives you your positive EV. It's got a tight market width. And I also like this one. If you just open it up in a new tab, you can just see what the other books price it at. FanDuel at minus 130, Tipico minus 140, Pinnacle minus 125, all favoring it pretty significantly higher than what Caesars has at minus 115. So basically, as long as the Steelers aren't losing at the end of the first quarter, this bet will hit. I also like the Steelers full game for this game, their spread. I looked it up. So the Steelers, fun fact, since 2010, which is even after Mike Tomlin has been there, the Steelers have covered divisional games at the highest percent in the entire NFL. Just below 60% is how often the Steelers cover divisional games. So not win straight up, so you can't say that they've just taken advantage of poor opponents. We're talking covering the spread. The Steelers also, since 2010, as underdogs, cover the spread above 60% of the time. The second best winning percentage the second best percentage covering the spread as underdogs. This game counts for both of those. I really like the Steelers in this one. I'm glad there was a positive EV play backing the Steelers on this one. It's just the first quarter spread, but I really do think this is a good one. So again, you saw me lock it in. I put 3/4 of a unit on this one. So again, let me add it to my bet tracker. And then the last one, we'll see if this one is still available. This one was on PointsBet, and we are backing. Okay, that one was removed. It was the Texans +3. That one has unfortunately been taken away. So just going to have 2 sharp bets for this betting slate, not 3, unfortunately. The Steelers, first quarter spread +0.5. And then we had the over 55.5 at +138 on BetRivers as my 2 sharp bets. So if you're tailing these, you can comment on the video. Let me know what you think. Other than that, I would appreciate if you could just check out the Sweat the Bet podcast, get all our analysis there. And then, of course, subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. Continue to get my best bets, Alex's best bets for all of football, basketball, baseball. So when basketball starts, it'll be even better. But that's it. So enjoy the week 3 of the NFL season and have a good one.